Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name's Gabi.
And I'm Charlotte.
In this video, it's the 2025 Hyundai Tucson Preferred with Trend Package. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is a new model or refreshed model. I know these spot the difference games are getting harder and harder each time, but that's why Charlotte and I are here to break down all of the changes for this new generation Hyundai Tucson, or I guess refreshed generation. Hyundai Tucson.
There we go.
And I will say a lot of the differences actually lie in what's inside the vehicle, so make sure you stay tuned towards the end because we're going to give you a full and complete walkthrough of everything there is to know about this car, including the performance, the price point, and the features. So we're going to break down everything today. Okay. So
I was making sure they were saying the audio
the
was
audio
good.
wasn't cut off. Okay, and why do we have to check to make sure our audio's not cut off,
Great
Charlotte?
question, because these videos are live streamed, which means it is a one-take wonder, and if something goes wrong, you guys get to experience the joys of that with us.
Firsthand.
But we do these live stream videos every single Tuesday throughout the week, so Monday to Friday at
Every single weekday, not Tuesday.
every single weekday, see, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we do this that way. If you guys have questions, you can log on and you can ask us your questions in real time. Of course, if you're watching this in the future, leave your comments down below as a regular posted comment, and we'll do our very best to answer for you guys. But if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, and let's take a look at the exterior.
All right, let's do it. Okay, starting off with the front end of this vehicle. The Tucson has always been a vehicle that always caught my eye, and that is largely thanks to the daytime running lights on the vehicle. Now, is there any big changes so far, Charlotte?
What's new about them?
There's 4 lights now, not 5.
Duh.
So for your daytime running lights, you can see we have 4 main bulbs right over there. They're LEDs on the Preferred with Trend package, and then the main headlight itself is also going to be an LED. You also get automatic or intelligent high beam assist on this vehicle, meaning that if you're driving along a dark part of the road, the vehicle will have its high beams on, but if it senses another vehicle or enough ambient light around you, it'll shut them off until it's safe to turn them back on again. So a very smart system that helps you more so focus on just driving your car. There's a lot of tech on this vehicle, and the Preferred with Trend definitely emphasizes some of the comfort and luxury that we get in the Tucson. We now have some new features that we've never had before in the Tucson period, and it's very, very easy to get into it. You don't have to go to a high trim level. A lot of it's actually going to start here, and this is just technically one up from the base model, right, Charlotte?
Ooh, yeah.
And this is actually only a $2,500 difference from the base model.
Ooh.
So do you remember the MSRP, Char?
$35,699.
Yes, so this is just $2,500 on top of that. Not a bad price point if you ask me.
No.
Another thing that's new is it's going to be standard all-wheel drive, so there's no front-wheel drive options available here in Canada, and we do get H-Track, so that means we get terrain modes as well as our regular drive modes like snow, mud, and sand, and that's going to change the way this vehicle is actually going to split its torque distribution and its stability control to maximize your driving in those conditions. Okay, back to the styling. So something else that's changed for 2025 is going to be the Hyundai emblem. You can see it's completely blacked out in that matte finish for the Preferred with Trend, and we get a beautiful glossy dark chrome grille. And that grille still has that beautiful almost armor style that beautifully blends in with those daytime running lights, so when the vehicle's off, it doesn't even look like these are bulbs. It's just beautifully integrated into the car. Our bumper is also going to have a dark almost chrome-like finish. It's a very satiny kind of look, so it doesn't look boring or kind of like an unfinished or unpainted piece of the car, if that makes sense. And then we have some lower venting and an offset radar plate. So that radar plate is going to be utilized for smart cruise control with stop and go, as well as forward collision avoidance that picks up pedestrians, cyclists, and of course other vehicles. You do get a little bit more of ruggedized styling. I don't like using that word, but I used it anyway.
Define it.
No. So what I mean by that is you can see our skid plate on the bottom here. It's definitely a little bit more noticeable than we've seen in the past. I think the Tucson previously looked a little bit more city sleek, and now it definitely has a bit more of a bolder styling standpoint. So I approve. Let me know what you guys think though. I will say at first glance, it doesn't look like there's too much changes, but the more you look at it, the more you'll pick up, and I think it definitely suits Hyundai's current design language a little bit better. Okay, let's pop the hood and talk about what we're working with. So this trim level is just going to be your straight gas. It has a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder gasoline direct injection / multi-point injection engine. So it actually utilizes 2 different kinds of fuel injection for the system. So you kind of get the best of both worlds in that sense. You get 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque, and that's going to be tied to an 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. Paddle shifters are a big thing on this car because we no longer have a traditional style gear shifter. We're actually going to get a shift-by-wire. If you're curious to see what that looks like, Again, make sure you stay till the end because Charlotte's going to show you. And another thing that's new, the wheels. Take a look at them. So these wheels are going to be exclusive to the preferred with trend package, sorry. They're 18-inch alloys and they're a fresh new design, so we have not seen them in the past before. On top of them, you get your all-season tire. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, you do get H-Track all-wheel drive with this car.
They look like a star.
Yeah, there is a little bit of plastic surrounding the wheel wells. However, it's not any sort of over-the-top body armoring or body cladding that we have seen in some of our other cars. I know especially the Hyundai Kona, some people love it, some people hate it, but it's definitely a style choice. This vehicle definitely looks a little bit more sleek in that sense there. We do have body-colored mirrors with turn signal indicators and a tiny, tiny hint of chrome as well with some black plastic on the bottom. While we're in this general area, I'm going to quickly point out the windshield wipers. You do get rain-sensing wipers on the preferred with trend, which is a very nice function to have if you're someone who constantly stresses out about how fast your wipers are going. No worries here.
So real.
The car will decide for you. On the flip side, where your actual mirror is, you'll see we have our blind spot detection indicator. So that'll, of course, light up and beep at you if you go to indicate a turn when there's a vehicle in either your left or right blind spot. Furthermore, here is a new function that we have for the Tucson. It's digital key to touch, and it starts on this trim. So you'll notice on our door handle, we no longer have a button. It's actually just a bit of a
3 lines.
3 lines, but you can feel it. It's not flat. So that is going to allow you to press over there after you're getting out of your car to lock the vehicle, and then to get in, it's still proximity based. So as long as the key's on you, you put your hand behind the handle, unlocks for you, press on the indent, locks for you. So nice and easy. Body lines of the car, still traditional Tucson. We do get a little bit of a roof rail, nothing like bridge style or anything on this trim level. You will get that on the XRT though.
Which is a new trim for Canada.
Yes, new trim for Canada, confirmed. We have pricing for it. We don't have one at our dealerships yet, but if you follow along, subscribe, we will film one as soon as we get one. So please stay with us, please, until we do that. Please, we're begging you. And another thing that's new for the preferred with trend that I think is going to make it very, very valuable in the trim lineup for a lot of our North American consumers is going to be the liftgate. So it's a powered liftgate and one trim up from the base. Under $40,000 Canadian, all-wheel drive, leather, sunroof, power liftgate. That's what most people consider fully loaded. Or whenever I ask a customer, what are your must-haves? Usually those are the most common answers. This checks all the boxes. You can customize the height, so if this is a bit too high for you, you can certainly bring it a couple steps lower, or if you want it on full tilt, you can totally do that. And then this is what we're looking at for trunk space. A beautiful thing about the Tucson, or even the Kia Sportage, its sister vehicle, is the fact that you can comfortably seat 5 passengers and utilize all of the possible cargo space. If you're comparing it to something like the Kia Sorento, you actually miss out on that 5th seat because it's in a captain seat formation, and you have to have one of the 3rd row seats up, cutting out a lot of extra storage space. So nice to have this layout here. I'm going to knock down one side of our back row seats just so you can see that they do fold down completely flat. I might actually have
That's
to just
literally so not completely flat.
Charlotte, I wasn't finished. All right, so you can lock it down into place, and you can see now completely flat, okay? So very easy to utilize. You might have to go around and adjust it, but you get the gist of it. All right, and back here you'll see we have those tethers to knock them down. You get a 12-volt power outlet and some LED interior lighting, as well as some cargo clips. Underneath the floorboard, we have not a compact spare, but a tire mobility kit. Womp womp.
Hills in the jet.
Yes, we can't have it all, you guys. Now, I will say with this, it definitely gets you on the road much, much quicker if you do experience a flat. But if you have a complete tire blowout, obviously you don't have a spare that you can patch.
But you got roadside assistance, right?
You have roadside assistance all throughout North America, so Mexico, US, 5
Canada.
years. 5 years. Canada, yeah, that place too. We'll close this up. All right, let's shut that and take a look at the tail end of this vehicle. Preferred with trend adds on LED taillights from the basic preferred. So that's going to be different there. Beautiful Tucson badging on the left side, and then we have our almost hidden style Hyundai emblem that is encased inside the glass itself. And check that out. It's a nice, I don't even know what kind of finish that is, but it's different.
Speaking of hidden.
Hidden, okay, rear wiper. Did you know 75 millimeters longer than our last rear
No
wiper?
way.
yes, that's a fact.
Deposit in. I'll
I'm
take it home.
canceling my 2024 Tucson order. Need to get the 2025. That makes all the difference for me. You also get an LED high-mounted stop lamp, if you're wondering. Above that, we do have a shark fin antenna, so we get Sirius XM on this vehicle, our H-track badging, and then our rear skid plate / bumper is a little bit different as well.
But can it tow?
Can it tow? I'm so glad you asked that. Did you know this could tow 3,500 pounds?
Whoa.
Yes, so it does have a higher towing capacity than its sister vehicle, the Kia Sportage. Why? I do not yet know, but I will get back to you on that.
Subscribe to find out.
Subscribe to find out, I guess. Maybe I'll leave it in the comments. And then we have LED license plate lights. We usually never point this out, but I'm usually not crouched on the ground at this point of the video, so we do something new every day.
Samantha wants to know if you actually have ordered a 2024 Tucson.
No, my lifestyle does not support an SUV right now.
Yeah.
I will also point out this looks completely different. So when I first looked at this vehicle today, my first impression was, wow, it looks the same as last year. And boy, was I wrong as I got closer. The back end of the vehicle, I noticed when we put the plate on, felt very different. So the entire layout of the rear bumper is, it feels different. The inside is where things really changed though.
Yeah.
So before I switch over with Charlotte, I'll quickly just talk about fuel consumption. So it's a 54-liter tank, just regular unleaded fuel. You don't need any premium or anything like that. And it has a fuel consumption average of 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers, which I don't think is bad at all for an SUV of this size. And of course, you can see the car do better depending on how you like to drive. Now, with that being said, let's give it a switch.
Oh, okay. I wasn't quite ready to tap in there.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. So I'm definitely excited to see the Canadian spec. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that I actually got to see the Ultimate for the refreshed Tucson, the Ultimate Hybrid one. It actually was at the New York Auto Show. So it's great to actually see it in our home country at our home dealership and take you guys through it. So let's see what we've got. First of all, let's come around to the driver's side door in true Kia Hyundai fashion. Now, something I will point out is I do remember seeing power folding mirrors on the one I saw in New York. Doesn't look like we're getting that, and that's more than likely because it was a manufactured unit. So if you're watching this after that, there you go. There's a little bit of a correction for you. But you can see that when it comes to our windows and our mirrors, they are electronically controlled. Your windows are one touch and obstacle detecting for the two front, and then just regular automatic. And here we have a great mix of some soft touch leather with some cloth accenting too. We have some black synthetic leather, which I think looks really good, and piano black as well. A bottle pocket, and then just a regular sound system. We have 6 speakers equipped in this vehicle, which is very nice. Now, like what Gabi said, a lot of people, some of their non-negotiable features are, you know, a leatherette seating, a sunroof, and a bunch of those features, we actually get them in this trim, which is great to see.
Hang up on him.
My husband was calling.
Doesn't he know you go live at 2 p.m.?
Apparently not. Apparently he's not watching today. But let's talk about seating and comfort, because I'm comfortable declining my husband's call sometimes.
Oh.
I don't know. I tried to do a segue and it was bad, guys. Let's just get back to the car. We do have a power seat, which again is going to start on this trim, the preferred with trend, and that also includes 2-way lumbar support. So you know that this seat is actually going to be quite comfortable and hold you in. I had the opportunity to drive this from Brantford Hyundai to Brantford Kia, which was about a 10-minute drive. And I will say the one thing I noticed was this seat is very, very comfortable. It is made of a black synthetic leatherette, so it is leatherette, which is nice, and it is easily wipeable. And you also have heated seats for myself and for the passenger seat. Our steering wheel, I'll talk about that, and then over here, and then I'll have Gabi come around. It's actually a new design, believe it or not. It is leather wrapped, it is heated, which is very nice, and it's a 3-spoke design. So we have our typical Morse code for H in the center, and then over here you can see we've got our media controls, like your virtual assistant, a favorites button, media modes, and over here is going to be your driving control, so that cruise control, that smart cruise control, lane keep assist, lane following distance, and then behind it you're going to have your 2 paddles, and then also your lighting stock and your wiper stock. Over here, brightness adjuster, tailgate control, traction control, and electronic parking brake. I'll have Gabi come around and we'll keep talking about this area.
Beauty. All right, another look at this very, very redesigned front end. Just kidding, you guys. You actually just have to look a little bit. Let me know what other differences you spot. And in. Hey, Charlotte.
Just let Jackson know that I'm filming right now.
Do you want me to show the passenger seat?
Yeah, that would be great.
So again, leatherette passenger seat. It is manual. You do not have height adjustment, but of course you have your adjustment of the rail and the backrest.
You know what sounds better than manual? Set it and forget
Automatic.
it. Set it and forget it. Anyways, so Gabby mentioned that the paddle shifters are something that can be a little bit important because, as you'll notice, we actually have a column-mounted shift-by-wire. So no typical gear shift, but that's actually going to open up all of this space here to give you more storage opportunities and storage space, which I'm really enjoying this layout, if I'm being honest. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So column-mounted shift-by-wire. Now, on the preferred with trend is for your instrument cluster, you're going to get a 12.3-inch screen. This thing is massive. You can also see that we're operating with some updated or new software, which gives us this really nice simplified graphics, which is going to change depending on your drive mode as well. You can also, of course, cycle through your information. This is all pretty standard. We have seen this before, which is really, really nice. So tire pressure, power distribution, because Gabby mentioned we have H-track all-wheel drive, and then, of course, your trip computer too. So lots going on here, which is excellent, and again, very easy to use. If there's one thing that Hyundai is doing, it is making their vehicles, I want to say like people-centric, but that kind of sounds silly because obviously people are in it.
Yeah.
But I think it's comfortable for the driver. I think it's also comfortable for the passenger, and the Tucson is definitely a really good example of that.
I feel like it's very hard for manufacturers to add more tech and be the latest and greatest with tech, but also still keeping it user-friendly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I think, what this does a really, really good job of, because the Tucson is beloved. Now, if you guys could not tell by my phone going off earlier, it's connected. We've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Woohoo! No cords at all, which means you can wirelessly stream mine and Gabby's podcast, new episodes every single Sunday on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, which is great to see. So let's pop into the Hyundai screen, and here you can see what your actual screen is going to look like. So of course you'll have your option for phone projection, CarPlay, phone, valet mode, vehicle diagnostics, and all of this will be accessible utilizing BlueLink. And then from here you can pop into setup, and if you go to vehicle on your setup, this is where you can access all of those safety features that Gabby mentioned as she walked around, and customize them to either provide evasive steering assistance, emergency braking, or just put them into an active alert where it just gives you an audible warning, which is very nice to see. Now, the nice thing is that you can really customize your screen. So say if I want valet mode to be something that is right front and center for me, I can move it over. The same thing with these icons over here, moving them onto the other screen. And of course, you can drop down for further customization and a quick drop down menu. Now, this is new as we move down. Instead of having that bigger screen, we're seeing the return of real buttons and real dials. Woohoo! So I absolutely love this setup. It is in piano black, but the nice thing is it's got those real buttons, so I feel like it's not as much as a fingerprint magnet as I would have previously thought. The nice thing is that if I hit this map, I'm not going to hit it right now because my phone's connected and I'm scared it'll show my address, but it will jump you into your navigation or map.
Do you want me to cover it? It's blocked right now.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's okay. Just sources, trust me.
Yeah, just trust
Just trust me. It will actually jump you into either like your Google Maps, your Apple Maps when your phone is connected, which is very cool. Now, speaking of tech and making it user-friendly, is you actually have an integrated search function. Now, this isn't for, if you do have the trim that has integrated navigation, you can use it for points of interest, but you can also use it for features, for contacts, for media. So if you are looking for something and can't seem to find it through those menus, you can actually search for it, which again, I think is fantastic. Favorites button setup, tune knob, volume knob are real climate control, real dual zone climate control, which is very nice. And then here we have our controls for our heated seats, our comfort features, which it is a flat screen. I believe it's 6.6 inches, and it provides a little bit of haptic feedback for you too. You've got your fan speed, front and rear defrost, air conditioning, and then of course you can turn everything off as well. If we move down, again, this is an entirely new layout, which I really like to see. Uh-oh, the gimbal.
Uh-oh. Okay,
Gimbal.
we try again.
There we go. So you can see you have a USB-C, which can be used for either charging or for connectivity. Another USB-C for the Gabi in your life, or whoever rides Passenger Princess for you. 12 volt, and then tons of storage space down here. This has that nice kind of grippy, non-slip material. That's what I'm looking for right here, which is nice if you do have something bigger or if you're taking a really aggressive turn. Good luck, Charlie. And then up here we have more piano black accenting or framing with some real buttons and dials. So here you're going to have your drive and terrain mode. So you can switch into drive or terrain modes, and then to actually select your drive or terrain mode, you're going to use the toggle. So you've got snow, mud, sand, as Gabi mentioned before, and then normal, sport, and a customizable My Drive, which is very nice to see. And again, like what Gabi said, they're going to change how the vehicle drives for you. Bet you didn't expect that. I'm losing my mind today if you can't tell. For some other convenience features, we have auto hold, we have idle stop and go, we have it downhill, braking assist. Oh, okay, I was so close and then I second guessed myself. And then of course your rear view camera with dynamic guidelines. So as you turn the wheel, these are going to turn for you as well. The nice thing, sorry, is if you do have a hitch on this vehicle, you have this secondary view, which is really helpful if you are trying to line something up. And then of course you have a wide view as well. Cup holders with a center slot, which is nice because you can actually fit your phone in there. And if your phone isn't in there or down there, you do have a wireless phone charger, which you can use as well. Center console, it's got one. I actually like this piano black detailing. I think that looks good. Little convenience area there. I'll show the key. Egg style key fob, but it is in a darker chrome material with some black accents, and you can see that you have integrated remote start as well. Over here, upstairs glove box or balcony glove box because it's uncovered.
Because it's exposed?
Yeah. So you can put your glasses up there, and then do you want to show the glove box?
Sure. Pop that open, nice and deep.
Nice.
Here's something that I don't like.
Oh.
I shouldn't say don't like, but
Okay.
it just is very different. Do you guys remember the Tucson of the past? How there was a line all down the door?
Oh, yeah. You
Translated
missed the line.
all the way across and then made it right back, just a seamless finish in the cabin. Yeah, it's gone. But this kind of elongates the interior space. It makes it feel larger.
Doesn't it feel wide?
So I feel like overall this is probably better. I missed the old one. It's nostalgic.
I loved that piece of design, but it does continue with the stitching on the dash, if you can see.
Yeah, but there's a little
But
bit of
obviously
breakage
the
there,
screen.
and anyway.
If you can't tell though, we do have a slight bit of curvature, about 10-degree slant on the screens as well, so that's ergonomic for the driver.
Yeah, I noticed the 10 degrees.
Thank you. Protractor. If you haven't noticed, we also have a panoramic sunroof, which is huge. It's absolutely massive, and again, that is going to start with the Trend package, adding that on, which again, lovely, lovely, very open. Second row.
Yeah.
Okay, second row. Ooh, comfy.
All right.
All right, so door, you still have some accenting, which is nice. Hopefully you may have caught it there, but you can actually adjust your second row. This is me all the way back.
Oh, didn't even see you.
This is me all the way back. This is me
All the way forward.
Yeah. But again, it is nice that this is adjustable. That way you can have a comfortable seat. 2 cargo pockets. You guys know I'm already going to be amped about the fact that we have rear circulation coming back here with these air vents. And then also dual USB-Cs, which is excellent to see. Again, synthetic leather for our seating. Drop down armrest. That was a workout. Trying to pull that down was a little difficult.
Still fresh.
Yeah. And then dual cup holders again with that middle slot. Tons, you know, the Tucson does a really good job at using space, especially for 4 or 5 passengers. Sunroof, you lose a little bit on the vertical, but still great headroom. Considering this is an all-wheel drive vehicle as well. Not a super tall hump, very comfortable even with our middle seat, and a decently wide middle seat, I will say as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Nice cup holders down at the bottom, speakers, very nice.
They're talking about this ZR1 in the chat. How much horse? Well, someone said something about like 1,000 horse, and I thought they were talking about the Tucson. I was about to say, yeah, guys, no, not in Canada.
Try.
The ZR1, yeah, it's crazy. It's like 1,000, like it's either 47 or like 60. I don't know.
What? What is it?
The new C8.
Oh,
ZR1.
yeah. I think it's 1,064. I saw that.
Yes, yeah.
Way to go, engineers, like being able to run with that and not necessarily having to, you know, it must be fun to be a
No hybridization
engineer.
of it either.
Yeah. Engineer with no budget. Do
Sorry, I'm just.
you want to sit in the Tucson and we can answer some
Yeah.
questions? Cool.
Back seat or front seat?
Sit in the back seat.
Smart's asking about the wheels. Yeah, so they're 18-inch alloys. They are added on with the Trend package, so you're not going to get these on the Preferred. Preferred comes with 17-inch alloys, but nonetheless, still an alloy, so no steely wheelies with covers. We get some nice fresh alloys for all trims of the Tucson. Right, let's hop in. Ooh, okay.
Yep, Ryan answered pricing, $35,699.
Okay, let me put this.
How come the North American Seltos doesn't have paddle shifters when South Korea and India have them? So it's going to depend on markets. Vehicles are spec'd differently and also named differently according to where they are being sold. So I'm not too sure why in Canada. But
So we got rid of the paddles when we got rid of the dual clutch transmission.
Yeah.
And that was a common theme for a lot of our cars. A lot of the times we would have paddles with either dual clutches or cars that had shift by wires because we always wanted some way for the vehicle to be able to manually shift their gears. But yes, I don't know why they never brought it back because you can certainly have a regular automatic with the dual clutch. I just don't know. Someone asked if I have a cat or a dog. I have both technically, but not technically, if that makes sense. My family has a dog, which I consider mine, but I don't live with my parents, so.
Is there a remote start on this vehicle? Absolutely, there is.
Mm-hmm. I can't open up YouTube, which is always good.
Todd says...
I can't read the comments.
Oh, here, you can share with me. Just saw a review for the Ioniq 5N, 600 horsepower. It would be interesting in buying a hot hatch. I'm assuming that says hot hatch. Do you have one on the lot? We currently at Brantford Hyundai, there is one there. We have filmed it a couple times, so if you search Kia Hyundai channel and search Ioniq 5N, you'll be able to find all of our videos on it.
Mm-hmm. I saw Bulletin Blair was on. I just want to say hi, Blair.
Hi, Blair.
Samarth wants us to restart from the top. Okay. Hey, everybody. Just kidding. Absolutely not. Not this time, sorry.
Not this time. Okay, Brave Boy saying he doesn't like leatherette. Relative cloth seats, maybe, but compared to Napa leather, they smell bad. I don't think they smell.
No,
smell like
my current
my
vehicle. My current vehicle has artificial leather seats, like leatherette or synthetic leather. They don't smell bad at all.
No.
I find real leather definitely has a signature
It smells
smell,
like leather.
especially Cadillac's real leather. Cadillacs have a smell, and it's so weird.
They do.
But no, I don't find it smells bad. If your car smells bad, make sure you don't have carrots that you left in there.
Or chicken, I've done that.
Yeah.
That's why I love rear occupant alert.
Charlotte and Gabby, you need to put up our videos from the track. Which ones? Like the ones on the road course?
Oh my goodness.
So that was so funny because the car was absolutely ripping. Like Ryan scared us. But because the vehicle is silent, it's an electric car, it just looks so weird. Like it's weird to watch, eh? It's odd. We're gonna have to
the footage is
put some music in the background.
A little funky fresh.
What is the name of the grill on those Hyundais? Is it Tiger Nose like Kia? So no, it's not considered Tiger Nose. We have cascading or waterfall style grill.
Yeah.
Don't know what this one's technically called. I like to call it an armor or like shield style grill, but that's not official. That's just us. Zoran said this will be his last visit here. Please don't go.
Bye.
No, Zoran.
No, we love you,
Zoran. We actually
Zoran.
love Zoran. Oh.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's okay.
Is there an exterior color that hides dirty better? So I find a vehicle color like this, like silver or any sort of gray, is usually very good at hiding both Canadian road salts, so from the winter, but also just general dirt, compared to white or black. How come the North American market Seltoses have a standard side sunroof when other markets have a panoramic sunroof? Again, I'm not exactly sure. Just like we might have some functions that you guys don't have. Mm-hmm. It's just they allocate certain functions to different markets. They don't tell us. They don't tell us anything, actually. No. Who's faster on foot, Charlotte or Gabby? Definitely
that is
Charlotte.
Such a good question. Should we do a race? Like,
No.
You should say that we're racing, and it's literally you and me racing.
I would fall down.
Me too. It's okay.
We both don't finish. What's your favorite color for a car? I don't know. It depends on the car.
Can I just say, what if it was all just carbon fiber, but real carbon fiber, not a wrap?
No.
My car's white.
My car's white too. But I don't like it. All right. Please include the 0 to 100 km/h times. I don't have that. Do you have that?
I can
Should
see
we
if I can
try
get
it out right now?
Yeah.
We can put it in the comments. I'm
I'll
not
see if I
sure
can
if it's
find it.
released yet, and because this vehicle is a sold unit, we don't exactly want to try that out. Nor do we have the proper testing for it anyway.
Correct, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, shoot.
Cadillac's research and design, spritzing cows with perfume. My grandma had this really baller Cadillac when we were kids, and I just remember how weird it smelled. Like, that was the only thing I remember about that car, and how weird the tan leather interior was, because everything was the exact same color. The headliner, the walls,
I feel like that's a universal experience.
all the plastic.
Like, I can smell it as you're talking about it.
Oh, so weird.
I can't see the username anymore. Crank Williams Jr. was asking if we can personally sell them a vehicle in Texas. Fortunately, no, we cannot.
Does the base model of the new Tucson have push to start or smart key entry with remote start? You bet it does.
Woohoo.
280 kilometers per hour, said doubt. Yeah, and it was an Ioniq 5N.
Hee.
Just kidding. The Tucson looks comfy at the rear. This vehicle's actually
Aren't
incredibly
the seats
spacious.
comfortable?
It's very
Yeah.
spacious. I don't have mine reclined, but maybe I should.
Oh yeah, you're sitting like 90 degrees.
It's like still like nice and stiff too. It's factory fresh and I'm just.
Does it have auto hold? Yes, it does. Sorry.
No more heels, ladies. Bummer. I actually put heels on about 10 minutes before we filmed today. Decided we're not doing that again.
Took them off.
Yeah. Does this car have the auto hold function? It certainly does. And
Samarth, what is your message? Respectfully,
you need to tell us.
Sometimes we have tech difficulties.
The technical difficulties is we can't read. We don't know.
Yeah, I can't read.
I can't read. Let's see. Also, trim levels for the 2025 Tucson. So we have the preferred. We have the preferred with trend. We have the XRT, which is new and exciting. We have the N-Line, so again, a bit more of a sporty accent and style. And that is also going to have the hybrid powertrain, And then we also have an ultimate hybrid with all-wheel drive.
Yep.
I think Hyundai's decision to make the N-Line a hybrid makes so much sense because the hybrid's going to have a more robust powertrain, period.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't equate efficiency and power or fun to driveness together, but it absolutely does make a difference.
Definitely.
You get that horsepower increase from 187 to 226, and that, I mean, you really feel it.
But can you get a hybrid powertrain with the base?
No.
But can you get a PHEV?
Yes.
There you go.
This will be available as a plug-in hybrid, sorry. You can only get the PHEV, though, with the Ultimate Hybrid. You cannot get it with the N-Line or any of the other trim packages, so you would have to go to a fully loaded vehicle. But, I mean, with the plug-in hybrid benefits, you might be able to equate the costs and might work out for you. You also get a rebate with the plug-in hybrid as well, too. Let's see. XRT should be really exciting.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot in that trim level, like a Bose sound system, which you wouldn't exactly
expect for that.
Yeah, expect on a car that's meant to be rugged, but
it's nice. It's a good mix of premium features, but then also with a little bit more of that rugged styling, rugged capabilities. I did see a comment, this was at the beginning of the video, someone talking about how the front grille of the Tucson looks like the refreshed Santa Cruz, and yes, they do look very similar. They're sharing those same characteristics.
Yeah, they did in the past too, so if you compare 2022 models of either, they have the same front end, so if there's one behind you, it's hard to tell if it's a Tucson or a Santa Fe or Santa Cruz, sorry. You got to see the side profile.
We'll be getting some cool coral tow hooks, though, for Santa Cruz. I'm excited for. I think that's only in the XRT, though. I haven't seen a spec sheet or anything like that yet.
The lights went out. The Tucson is smaller than the Santa Fe, right? Lots of difference in size. So, yeah, they're fairly different in size. Different powertrains as well, too, unless you're getting the hybrid.
At this point, they seem like they're both from different planets. Again,
yeah.
especially with the refreshed Sorento. Not Sorento. Santa Cruz. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's very boxy. It's a lot of modern styling. You have tons of space, especially when it comes to the rear hatch and the opening. The cross opening is very large. This is, of course, going to be a smaller vehicle, but I think that you get the most passenger per cargo space capacity in something like the Tucson, whereas in the Santa Fe, man, timed out there for a second, you get more passenger and cabin space, but not necessarily as much storage space if you're utilizing all of the seats.
Jonathan asked, how does digital key work? I believe the upcoming K4 will have it. Excited for that. Yeah, so a lot of our vehicles are slowly getting it, usually with their CCNC software updates. And if essentially it's near field communication, so kind of just how tap works on your phone, or if you use tap on your credit card, it just computes with the sensors in the door handle, senses proximity, and senses transmit signals. There we go. And if everything checks out, so it's correct, it will allow you to get into your car. From there, you'll drop your phone into the wireless charge pad on your vehicle, and then that will communicate with your vehicle to allow you to start it and then drive.
Mhm.
You can also send access to contacts. So if you're sharing your vehicle with maybe your child or your partner, you can send it to them, and that way you don't have to give them a physical key that they could lose. You just gotta hope that they don't lose their phone. So yeah, there's that. Anything else you want to answer, Charlotte?
There's so many questions, but I think that they're straying a little bit away from the Tucson.
Yep.
And I think we're actually going over time. But
Yes.
thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're very excited about the refreshed Tucson, and anytime we get to showcase something a little bit different or new, we're very excited about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll hope to see you in tomorrow's live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Bye.
Bye. And don't forget to leave a like.
And a comment and a subscribe.
And yes, it's all free.
Ah!